My name is Robbie, and the title of my TED Talk is Emotions, What Are They Good For? And the purpose of my TED Talk is to get my audience thinking about what exactly emotions are and how much control we have of them. I'm going to use a number of devices, specifically anecdotes and anaphora, to accomplish this, and I hope at the end of it there's a big takeaway for my audience. I'm Robbie, and I'd like to talk to you today about your feelings. But first, I want to make a point. I'm going to take you back to elementary school. I'm going to clap a pattern right now, and I want you all to follow the pattern. Good. Now, I just taught you something. Admittedly, that wasn't a big thing. It was just a clapping pattern. But because you learned that, your brain is actually physically different now than it was before you learned. There are new connections in your mind that weren't there before. This is an example of how often concepts that we think of abstract, like learning, are actually based in reality, they're based in physical changes. And emotions can be thought of in the same way. There are actually chemicals in your brain that if released, you feel happy, no matter what. You don't have conscious control over whether you feel happy. An example of this is endorphins. Maybe sometimes you've heard of endorphins, maybe in like news articles or antidepressant commercials, but when endorphins are released in the brain, endorphins are specifically released when we feel pain or get in a risky situation. We feel happy. And when this chemical is released in response to the stimuli, we feel happy no matter what, even if we really shouldn't feel happy in the same situation. An example of this would be like skydiving. Skydiving isn't really a safe activity, but we still feel, we get a thrill from it. We get a thrill out of jumping out of the plane. But so what? Why does this matter? Why does the fact that we have chemicals in our brain matter? Well, it matters in terms of why we have them in the first place. Human brain is the most complex thing that we know of in the universe. But there's still simple processes going on that we can identify. Scientists study these processes in animals, and an example of this is chimpanzees, when foraging for food, will feel happy when they find a fruit tree. When they find a fruit tree, they have dopamine and other happiness chemicals released in their brain, and they feel happy. And evolutionarily, scientists can guess why this would occur. Because the chimpanzee feels happy, they found the fruit tree, thus they're going to go seek out more fruit trees, get more to eat, everybody wins. But this becomes more blurry when we apply it to us. Because the line between our animal instincts and us becomes more and more blurry. Do I actually want a pizza right now, or do I just need more calcium in my body right now? How much in control am I of my actions? Are we all just chimpanzees looking for the fruit tree? Every emotion we have can be looked at as a physical way. Scientists can take brain scans of someone who's not in love and someone who is in love and see actual differences in the brain as chemical reactions. But the boundary between us and our just animal instincts is not only blurry because of how chemicals in our brain affect us, but also how our brain, our mind, can affect our body. I'm sure you've all heard the phrase mind over matter, and maybe you didn't think it's actually a thing, but it is a very real effect. Even Olympic athletes, almost as big a part of their training as fitness and training for whatever their sport is mental preparation for their activity. Mental preparation, because their mindset and their beliefs and how they're talking to themselves before the performance is just as important as their actual physical performance, because it has an effect on their body. There are many other examples of this, like meditation and the placebo effect. All are examples of how our mind can have actual effects on our body. But again, so what? Why does this matter? Why does it matter that our mind can control our body? Well, it matters because, yes, we have animal instincts. Yes, sometimes we will feel emotions that we did not choose to feel, that we did not have control over. But while we may not have control over the beginning of these emotions, we always have control over what they end up as. And in the end, your consciousness begins where you choose it to be. Because you can always choose to feel what you want to feel. No matter if you feel frustrated, no matter if you feel angry in a situation, you can always turn it around and make yourself feel happy. And in the end, the main takeaway I want you to take from this is happiness is always a choice, no matter what you feel. Thank you. Start my rationale. My main purpose in this TED Talk was to get my audience thinking about what emotions are and how much control we have over them. And I did this by first involving the audience by clapping, and this introduced the concept of that emotion, that abstract things can have physical responses on our body, and also got the audience involved in the speech by forcing them to participate. I also used anecdotes to strengthen my arguments, because oftentimes what I was talking about would be kind of abstract and not really grounded, and so by using anecdotes it shows that these things are real and they occur in real life. By using the Olympic mental preparation, I strengthened my argument by showing that a credible source like Olympic athletes think that this is a valuable thing and something that has real effects, and also increases my credibility by showing that the ideas I'm introducing are actual things and not just whatever I want to talk about. I also used the anecdote of chimpanzees foraging for fruit to show that, for one, making a connection between the idea that our emotions can have purposes, and also to show that, also later on to use a metaphor to show that we have animal instincts. And by comparing it to chimpanzees, it shows that sometimes the instincts aren't always as human as we'd like them to be. I also use anaphora of "but so what" at the end of some of my main ideas to help ground my speech in reality, because again, oftentimes the concepts would be far out, and I wanted my speech to be personal and have people think about it in ways that would apply to them, not just apply to some scientific study. I use all these techniques to help convince my audience and get them thinking about my topic, which is about what are emotions and how much control we have over them. Thank you.
Questions for Robbie? Okay, I guess let's let him go now then.